Hello everyone and welcome to the Reddit Railway. My name is Victor and I'll be your driver. Today I have a collection of customer submitted stories to share, so all aboard! For 3 years I had an Instagram account with many followers from several friend groups. I mainly used that account to message people and post some stuff like memorable events or decent photography and lighting. I also have a secondary arts account where I post my creative and stylistic products like Photoshop edits, music, film, etc. The friends I kept in touch with on Instagram include my main school friends, my other school friends, and my film course friends, as well as friends of all those people. At the start of this year, one fellow friend, who I'm calling Vic from my film course, posted a story which offered his followers $500 for guessing a disguised number. I responded by answering the right number, and Vic started to consult with the payment process, or so I thought. Vic asked me to change my email address to a giveaway address, and after pondering whether I should change it, I ultimately went fuck it and changed it so I could get $500. I looked at my email, which notified me that my Instagram account email was changed into a Nigerian email address. It hit me like a bullet. I was hacked. Vic's Instagram account was previously hacked by the same scam, and I became the next victim. I tried to log into my Instagram account again, but eventually gave up and made a new main account. Thankfully, I was able to save my arts account, and I was able to spread the news of the hacker through that account. I'm usually aware of hackers and scammers who seemingly offer you something worthwhile, but ultimately take control of your account, ruining your life financially and mentally. But for some reason, disguising as a friend really tricked me. Knowing I would freak out if I handled it alone, I quickly called my girlfriend, who I'm calling McKenna. I told McKenna of the hacker situation. She was obviously concerned to hear that. She recommended that I change my passwords on any other sites and apps that were the same as my Instagram, which was for every website and app. I quickly changed my passwords for all my sites, all the while terrified the hacker already had access to my money, my personal contacts, and my work. I gotta thank McKenna for reassuring me that I'm doing the right thing and that everything would be fine. I eventually finished changing my passwords to the sites and apps I used and went to sleep, still afraid the hacker had slipped through my security changes. I woke up the next morning and told every follower I was hacked and to block and report the hacked account. McKenna told her friends too, even though I didn't follow her friends at the time. As days went by, my paranoia of the hacker began to fade away. I was spending more time with McKenna, which made me happier and relaxed. Although my money, my work, and my personal contacts were officially safe after I changed passwords, the hacker was not giving up on scamming my friends. I was able to get my school friends to block and report the hacker immediately, but my film course chat couldn't block and report fast enough for the hacker to attempt his manipulation. The hacker told one of my friends, who I'm calling Christine, that my account was fine, but I was able to save Christine from being hacked. He then started calling us cunts. Knowing the trickery was over, we subsequently got him kicked from the chat. The hacker also attempted to verbally abuse McKenna, asking her to fuck her mama's pussy and calling her a cunt, in which McKenna roasted him and blocked him. The hacker cursed at some of my other friends as well. Unlike me, they are much smarter and funnier and mocked the hacker before blocking him. The biggest example was a good friend of mine, who I'll call Arnie, tried to trick and threaten the hacker into giving my hacked account back. Arnie was so satisfyingly annoying to the hacker that he was blocked by him, something that a hacker would not do. There are obvious lessons to learn, understand, and overcome here. I learned to always peace out in any suspicious giveaways, even if they are from people I seemingly know. I also learned to act more sassy to hackers pretending to be friends, as it is genuinely funny to roast them. I believe Vic is doing well with his hacker situation, although I could be wrong about that. I sincerely thank my friends for supporting me through that rough phase, and I genuinely can't thank McKenna enough for reassuring me and caring for my mental health. Thank you guys for listening to this story. Also to the hacker, go suck your mum. I agree. I hate hackers. It's so frustrating how they're able to weasel their way into a person's life and completely screw them over. What's really annoying is they often get away with it because it's just so difficult to catch them. Don't feel bad about falling for it, OP. These scams wouldn't be nearly as effective if they didn't use the best tricks in the book, which oftentimes are the simplest. At least you managed to take this one for a ride, so well done. Oh, and in case anyone's wondering, the person who owned the original Instagram that was hacked, Vic, wasn't me. Although I did have an Instagram account a long time ago, and it was suspended for a bit. I never did find out why. Weird. I'm a 21-year-old non-binary person going by he, him, and they, them pronouns, and I'm happily married to a wonderful woman who we will call Ali. But this story doesn't really talk about her, it's actually about my very last boyfriend, who we will call D. Back in middle school leading into high school, me and him were just casual friends who saw each other in the hallways. One day he contacted me on Facebook and confessed how much he loved me. I happily accepted and we were together for a good while. That is, until something went wrong with him. He started to constantly want my attention even though I would be doing things like homework, sleep, or chores. One day he took it too far, and it was only when I broke up with him I realized that he crossed a line. He sent me a message saying he was going to kill himself. This made me panic and I frantically tried to get him to stop whatever he was doing. His brother sent me a message saying he was gone. I broke down crying when I got this and I believed it to be real, but then they sent a message saying that he was alive. He then started doing similar things to get my attention. Needless to say, it kept on working. I soon told my mum and stepdad after they noticed something was wrong. My mum told me that I should break up with him. I listened to her and broke up with him via text. That didn't sit well with him, and he continued to use those same tricks to get me to talk to him. One day I had had enough and blocked him on Facebook. Fast forward to after I graduated high school and I met Ali online. She and I talked over the phone about meeting up in real life and spending 2 weeks at her home, which turned into a month. After talking it over with my mum and getting her approval, Ali, as well as her stepmom and stepsisters, came all the way from where she lived to see me and take me back to her place. I forgot to mention that one thing about D was that he did have to make a separate Facebook account because he either lost his passwords to his other accounts or because they were hacked. I honestly don't know, but I remember I was chilling with Ali, doodling on my iPad when I got a message from him. He was starting to do his whole lie from when we were together and claiming that it was his girlfriend contacting me, that he was in trouble. Ali noticed this, so when I told her about him and our past relationship, she was rightfully mad. We both called D out for his lie. The girlfriend kept saying that's what she heard and kept throwing excuses and lies at us. We soon had enough and I told the girlfriend that I don't want anything to do with this. D contacted me the next day asking what happened, and I rightfully told him off, telling him that I was done falling for his little routine. He tried to play dumb, but I had the proof I needed and told him that I want nothing more to do with him. I ignored every message he sent afterwards. Fast forward a couple of months and I was out running a few errands with my mum when I received a pop-up notification saying I had a message from D. He was apologizing for his actions despite not blaming himself. He said I don't have to forgive him, and I could tell he was still playing dumb with the whole routine he pulled in the past. I told my mum about this and she said that it's my choice on what I wanted to do. I sent him a message telling him that I don't know if I will ever forgive him, and I also told him that I don't want to be friends with him anymore. I also gave him advice on what he should do with the next girl that he meets. I don't know if he's in a relationship with anyone, and I honestly don't care. After I gave him my advice and told him I didn't want to forgive him, I never talked to him again. I left him in the past, and boy, let me tell you, I was happy when I did. Ali and I got married back in October 2021. We were surrounded by family and friends who supported us both, and I'm so glad that I'm with someone who doesn't lie just so they can get my attention. Yes, I'm glad of that too. D sounds completely unhinged. Apology or not, I wouldn't forgive someone like that. People who act this way to get someone else's attention deserve to be alone and miserable, and I hope D is. Like I said, I'm very glad you're not OP. Well done for making it through that rotten situation. Best of luck to you and Ali. Anyway, we've come to the end of our journey. Thank you for traveling on the Reddit Railway, and we hope to see you again soon.